All right, so let's get on to the next topic here. The next topic is the upcoming Transformers and My Little Pony Friendship in Disguise, if you can see in the back here. Friendship in Disguise crossover being done by IDW. Yes, IDW Comics made the announcement around last month that two of its popular properties that they have in comic book form, Transformers and My Little Pony, both Hasbro properties, will be getting a crossover together starting in May. In May, we will have a 4 week, 1 month, 4 week release of the crossover. A new issue every week, and that these stories will be collected together for a November trade paperback graphic novel release later on this year. And that's and like I said, it'll be in the month of November when that would happen. But in May, we're going to get the crossover released weekly, and then in November, all the weekly issues will be collected into one story. So, yeah, that's happening. That is indeed happening. And one of the questions is, what could come out of it? Well, I honestly believe, and this is just me, guys. I honestly believe that not only could IDW have a bestseller on their hands here for the month of May, but I think what could come out of this is an animated film. I really do. You don't believe me, but I do. I honestly think. I honestly think, and you can't put this past Hasbro because they have a studio, Allspark Animation. Do not put it past them and any animation studio they're associated with, whether it's Boulder Media or Toon Boom Studio or whatever. Don't put it past Hasbro to say, you know what, this was a hit in comic book form. Let's adapt it into an animated movie. So I believe what will come of this is we will get an animated movie adaptation down the line. Don't know when that would happen, but I feel it's coming. And I think we may also later down the line get a toy line that ties into it. I think so. I think honestly, as we get towards November and they get ready to release the graphic novel or the trade paperback version of the 4 week crossover event in May, I think to tie into that, we might get some hybrid My Little Pony Transformers figures, toy sets, collectibles coming out. I really do. Because if Hasbro sees this crossover selling out and making a lot of money, they're going to want to capitalize on it and do more. And whether not doing an animated movie adaptation, which is a strong possibility, but also doing toys. So also doing some figures, collectibles, if you will. So that's what I believe could come out of this crossover if it's a success, and I believe it will be. But something else I want to talk about when it comes to this crossover, and that is why some people don't get why it's happening at all. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I brought that up, why that's part of this topic. Okay, so back on Sunday, my mom had to come back and get me. I didn't go to church, but she had to come back and get me. She went to the store after church, then came back and got me, and we went down to what's known as the Fruit Yard in Modesto. It's on the outskirts of Modesto, kind of like borderline Modesto, Empire, Turlock, you name it. So we went to the Fruit Yard, spent time with family, celebrating my second oldest sister's 43rd birthday. That's my second oldest sister, and her 43rd birthday. And I was sitting next to my older sister, our oldest sister. And my oldest sister, she likes to tease me about my fandom for My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and all that. She also knows I'm a Transformer fan. She's always known that since we were kids. So I have this. So I'm looking at my phone and I have my screensaver. This is my unlocked picture This is the picture I have that is on my phone before I unlock it. And she says, and she points out, why do you have these characters, these two female characters on your phone? And I explained to her it's because they're doing a comic book. There's a comic book crossover happening. I said, I say, ask the comic book people. There's a crossover that they're doing, that's coming. And my sister, when I told her that it's because they're doing a crossover, that the comic books are doing a crossover, she's like, "Why are they doing?" It's like, what sense does that make? Why is that even happening? And honestly, she has a legitimate point, or she has a legitimate question, because there are some people, even in someone's own family, that don't get the idea of why are they doing a crossover with Transformers and My Little Pony. That these are basically when she said that doesn't make sense, she's basically saying that's like oil and water. It don't mix. But it's happening. They have a synopsis as to why it's happening. So yeah. So yeah, I told her, hey, ask the comic book people. Ask the comic book people that question. Because I think that's honestly what a lot of people have to do. Talk to IDW Comics, talk to Hasbro, and ask them, why are you doing this crossover? It don't make sense. It's like oil and water being mixed. So, so yeah, there are people that's still wondering that, and I'm sure a lot of fans out there of both Transformers and Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony, are being asked the same thing by family and friends. Like, why are they doing a crossover? It don't make sense. It does not make sense. So yeah, I had that happen, and that's why I brought. That's why I wanted to discuss this as part of this as part of the topic here, because there are people that still don't get it. They don't know why it's happening, even though that, like I said, there's a synopsis for it. They don't get why it's happening. So yeah, but anyway, like I said, what I feel coming out of it, out of this crossover, should it be a success, and I definitely think it will be, is we'll probably get an animated movie adaptation down the line. And I think come November, when they get the trade paperback up and going, the 96-page one, that Hasbro will take a look at that as an opportunity, knowing it's also around the holiday season, and they'll be like, let's get some toys out there. Let's get some collectibles out there that tie into it. So don't put it past Hasbro not to do that, because they will. All right.